The weigh-in will be at 7 o'clock tomorrow. It's agreed by me.
I haven't looked too much into it. I've spoke to a few journalists over the last couple of weeks, and I tell them all the same. I really couldn't care less what he'd done. I respect him as a fighter, and he was a good fighter. He got fast hands, he can punch hard, but I don't fear him. And this is a fight that I've wanted. Like he said himself, he is the man who beat the man, and I want to beat the man. I'm in this game for the glory. I love the sport. I think it's the best sport in the world. Obviously, we've got the arrival of the MMA now. We're starting to get a big front. But we can show with fights like this, we can, more than compete with them. Jump over their heads at least, especially with fights like this. But I haven't really cared what he'd done. I just concentrate on what I've done. I've done my training, I've done everything right, and my mind is strong, my body's strong, and I'm just ready to go. I could go through the old spiel of every champion comes up here, it's the fittest I've been, it's the strongest I've been, it's the hardest I'm ever punching. But I think you all know I'm prepared for this fight. I'm ready for a fight, I'm ready for war, and I definitely am ready for March the 8th, our first bell, or March the 9th even by the time we get around there.
I've got no one to argue with, have I? That's me out of wording. Frank, take it over. No, obviously, yes. I owed myself when I knew about boxers and personal people, and I think this is a conscious thing, which he's doing basically to get the point. He doesn't want to be there to face to head, what you call it, face to face, eye to eye. That's the thing. As far as concerned, he's shagging. It speaks for itself. It speaks for itself. You see exactly what I'm saying. Shagging, right? In other words, what he's doing, no one likes to contact them face to face. I remember David Haye came over here and he talked the talk, done all the talk. But what happened after that? The day of face to face, he had it crumbled. And I think that's what's happened. Nervous ain't the word. He's frightened, petrified. Why isn't he here? Tell me why ain't he here? It's Frank Maloney over there, right? I train my boy like he trains himself, or whatever he does. I'm here. Same thing. That's right. Got no fear whatsoever. Why isn't he here? Sleep pattern. What's about this crap about sleep patterns? What's that about?
All the American broadcasters are here.
Tell me. That's pure economic fear.
I've got to tell you, I've never, you get all sorts of nonsense happening. We've had a couple of those shows in the past, but I've never, ever seen that happen. Where a guy comes up with an excuse like that. I can get here an hour later or an hour and a half later. It's ridiculous. It's just crazy.
Talking of American broadcasters, do you think his no-show is an insult to the American?
I think it's an insult to everybody. I think it's a snub to everybody, and it's an insult.
Yeah, I'm in good shape. I've trained, obviously, I trained over Christmas for the fight, but I think it was a blessing in disguise, really. I've got the warm-up fight in between it. I'm in good shape, strong, solid, mature now, major 23. I'm just getting there now, do you know what I mean? So I'm ready to rock and roll. Well, because I was at the gym, I was at the ring for, I think, a long time before that. So I think it was 6 months it worked out. So now, that little 3 rounds just gives me a little bit of ring rust to brush off, didn't it? So, yeah.
How much of your experience will count on this fight?
I think I've just can't wait to fight. That's how I am. That's how it is. Come Sunday, I'll be still British champion.
Right, can you elaborate? Presumably you think Carl...
Yeah, I think Carl's experience will help him. I think he's been in the trenches. Kevin is a very good fighter, but he hasn't yet really tasted a real war. And I'm very confident Carl wins the fight. If Kevin does win the fight, I'd take my hat off him because it proves that he's a good fighter. He has beaten someone of recognition.
Bring your hat.
Yeah.
It's a cracking little fight. I mean, you've got two fights in here. Both these fights are going to be real barnstormers. There's no doubt about that. And young Kevin, he's He's been in a little bit of a shadow, according to everybody, or some people, of Amir Khan, but he's not in the shadow. He's his own man. He fights at a totally different weight. He's undefeated, and he's one of the best talents out there, one of the best prospects around, and this is a test for him. And, you know, I think whatever happens, it'll be a fight that he learns from, and I think he'll come through it.
Frank, we just talk just on behalf of those two. I mean, we're delighted. We're assuming that Mr. Haye will turn up on Saturday night, but we're really pleased that we're hosting the fight.
What weight can you make, Phil, if you don't?
I trust you don't want me to be on the weigh-in. You seriously don't want that. But just to make it clear to everybody, we got Rihanna here on Friday night, and we got X Factor on Sunday night. But between that, we've got one of the biggest events that we've had. We've had over 100 events since we opened last June. This one, I think, is going to be one of the most exciting. I just want to make it clear to everybody that the fight, because it is so late on Saturday night, early Sunday morning, that we would love everybody, where possible, to get into the copy. The fact that we've got expanded car parking spaces for everybody. We've got 2,500 on site, plus another 2,000. We've got a shuttle bus that will run during the night to Trafalgar Square. We've got our boat service that will run up and down the river to get people back down to the West End. But we would love people to pre-book those. So I know this is a sort of bit of a boring sort of topic, but if www.the02.co.uk would be a great thing to try and get out to people so they can make their plans in advance and come down to the fight and have a good time and get away safely and easily.
Thanks, Phil. We was actually going to bring David Haye down on a boat today, but he was worried there was a submarine in the Thames. So anyway, on Saturday, doors open at 8 o'clock, 9:30 is the first fight, 11 p.m. there's a curfew to the public, so if the people who've got tickets are not there by 11, they won't be allowed access to the arena. 12:45 will be Kevin's fight against Carl, and 2 a.m. Will be the big one. So they're the start times. Are there any other questions?
Yeah, and so just going back to your fight for a minute. Not many people would put money on your fight going into how far do you think you go halfway?
No, I don't envisage a long fight. I don't think it's going to go 12 rounds. But stranger things have happened. You know, I haven't gone in the gym and prepared for 6-7 rounds. I've gone in and prepared for 12, you know, brutal, grueling rounds. You know, that's what it could be. But, you know, if the fight goes early, it goes early. If it don't, it don't. You know, I'm just there. I've just trained hard. I put my game. Got a game plan. I got a couple of game plans. You know, and I'm just ready for the fight. I can't wait. You know, it's hard for me to sit here and explain to you and, you know, really feel what I'm feeling about this fight. Anyone, journalists who, you know, spoke to me over the years, closely, there's a couple out there, they know how much I wanted this fight. You know, now I've got it, and it was up to me to show my worth on Saturday night. You know, I'm in peak condition, and I'm just ready to go.
Correct, yeah. Simon? John King.
Brett Marine, John Keane, John Coyle, the other two are
Larry O'Connell.
Larry O'Connell, yeah, and I'm sorry, the fourth one is.
Is it Richie?
Was it?
Is it Richie Davies?
No, I don't think it is.
There's four.
Couple of seconds, I'll tell you.
Of course, yeah, Richie's doing it.
I can't remember the fourth one, but he is British.
There's no Welsh ones. But you won't need them. Are there any other questions?
So there we are. Frank Warren, obviously very disappointed that one of his two fighters has not shown up for an event that he has put a lot of time, energy and money into, and he's saying that he hasn't paid Enzo Maccarinelli due respect in failing to turn up due to what he's decided to say is a disruption to his sleep patterns.
Yes, he went on to say some quite strong words from Frank Warren, actually, the promoter, of course, of this fight. He says that David Haye is in breach of contract, and Warren says he's already made an official complaint about his no-show today. And he also went on to suggest he's going to be looking for recompense, which may well indicate a legal battle of some sort to come. But certainly by not turning up for that press conference today, Frank Warren alleges that Haye is in breach of contract. And as Chris said, he also outlined what he felt Haye had shown as a real lack of respect to his opponent and, of course, to the other people at the press conference, the media and the broadcasters and the fans too.